But now we're back on.
Now we're back on?
No, the young lady who was abducted off of a cruise line, and her parents, they had took her on the cruise for, it was a graduation present. Either she was an attorney or anesthesiologist or some professional degree she had completed and passed the certification and everything. Make a long story short, she came up missing, and her mama looked for her because she was like, in my soul, like, no, she's still alive. They put $50,000
You can feel
out
it,
there.
by the way. Yes,
Exactly.
you really can with your kids.
So she,
Sweetie, can you come and check here how I can switch?
Yes,
I'm sorry, but it doesn't switch.
her mother put up a $50,000 award. And I think it was a Navy officer or a military officer, because, you know, a lot of the military travel all around the world.
Yeah,
and, you know, the single ones, if they want to curl up with a female at night, they'll go to a brothel or whatever the case may be. Or meet a female at night, at the bar or whatever. So he said she had distinctive tattoos.
Okay, so you
And that's in the reward, her distinctive tattoos. And her mom kept pressing the issue. She has these tattoos. They're in honor of this person, this, that, and the other. And an officer, he came forward and said, I saw her. It was either in Turkey or Atlanta in Turkey.
Okay.
It was someplace over there.
Yeah.
He went somewhere else in the same area. And he saw her there as well.
Okay.
And she was turning tricks. So her mother bumped it up, I think, to $100,000.
Yeah.
And the officer took them to the location that he saw her 3 times in different locations. And then I think he saw her again in the islands. So they was moving this baby around every time someone got hot.
Yeah,
on her,
exactly.
her
They were
location.
moving her.
They were moving. When they bumped that reward up to $100,000, I think it got up to $500,000. They had mortgaged everything. That baby head washed up on the up on the beach. They killed that girl.
They killed her because she was too risky.
Like,
she was too.
This was my thing. If you've been on a cruise line, whoever stole her had help from the crew. Yeah. So I would have sued the cruise line. I would have sued everybody in that link.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the gist of it is stories like that are a dime a dozen. It's a bunch of them.
Yeah, of course.
That's why I don't trust a lot of people.
So many.
You know.
Yeah, it's true.
And
it's true, but yeah.
even when I went to Turkey, and you know, we all sitting around smoking shisha.
Shisha, yeah.
And I had watermelon. Oh my God, it's good. But anyway, so we all sitting up there getting sloppy drunk, taking shots of tequila. Now, mind you, it's like 20 of us sitting around outside at this bar. You know, every 4 has the shisha. And everybody taking and paying for shots. So when it came to my turn, I looked around and said, what the fuck am I doing? It's 20 of these motherfuckers. Get the hell up out of here, because I don't know these folks from the campaign. You know, they just came and started talking to me, because I'm a flying buttermilk out here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I said, let me get away from these folks. Not to say they were bad, because I had one of the best times in Turkey. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you never can let your guard down.
Yeah.
Because you never know. And I tell people, with the blah blah.
It's awful that it's just about luck. Really.
Yes, that's
It's just about luck, and I only had good luck. I had used it many times. Couchsurfing, blah blah. You know.
But you know what? And I tell people with blah blah. If
but
you're
I don't
female,
advise. I mean, I don't know.
Go have 2 with you.
Yeah, we were always 2. To be honest, I was never alone with with the BlaBlaCar. Many times I was alone, many times, because I was going to his place. You know, from Vienna it's like 3.5 hours. So yeah, but with the couch surfing, at least where you stay overnight, I was never alone. So I didn't
and now with couch surfing, I met a lot of cool people. A lot of
me too. So cool. Yeah.
Standing in the hostels over here, the hostels.
Yeah.
I met a lot of cool people. Now I'm not saying that's for everyone.
Yeah.
And in this, I have to tell y'all this story. Okay, a good friend of mine that I grew up with, Sabrina, she came to visit. That's the one I went to visit in Amsterdam. So I drive up there, and I was telling them that I'm staying at the hostel. You know, it's right in the like a 5-minute walk from the Grand Central Station. So we get at the dinner table. They looking at me like, what the fuck is going on? They said, is it like the movie? I'm like, who the hell? You honestly think I'm gonna stay in a place that's cutting up folks and using them in stews and rat tattoo? What the hell? And I said, can we come see your room? I said, of course you can come see. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? They said, we heard it's like the movie.
Motherfuckers.
I wanted to say that, but I didn't. I said, yes, you can come see.
I'm saying it for you.
Yes, you can come see my room. And I took them up there. They said, this is really nice. I said, you honestly think I'm going to stay in squalor?
What were they thinking?
That it's like the movie. I'm telling you.
Yeah, but
That
what
is
movie?
dangerous.
The
and it's
hospital,
like,
where they go.
Yeah.
You damn fools. I said, I don't understand. And they were so surprised. They said, how much you pay a night? I said, I think it's €25 a night. Probably €30 a night. And I got it for 2 nights.
for hostel?
Yeah.
That's
Sound like pretty
quite
impressionable folks. Because you see one movie, and they're like in the center of Amsterdam, they're butchering people in the
Right. I
hostel.
said, these people, I mean, they must have ridden the short bus. But anyway, I was telling them, I said, you can't go off what you see on television. You damn fools.
That's your world reference.
Whew. I said, Lord, today.
Yeah, it's
I've
true.
been in that city though, where they filmed the movie.
Oh.
It's beautiful because when the movie starts, they have like an aqueduct.
Where did they film it?
Actually, they filmed it in the Czech Republic, and they claim it's in
I love
Slovakia.
the Czech Republic.
Alright.
And it's beautiful because the city has a river, but it's also partially surrounded by mountains.
Oh.
So it's a wonderful old city. It's completely recommendable.
Was that a
And
hostel?
there's hardly any slaughtering.
I know that. Not to say it doesn't go on in some of these smaller places.
Yes.
But I said,
And there is some fucked up shit going on, but I mean, have some common sense.
True.
Like a place that has a site on hostelworld.com.
And you can't have
You know,
always
then you
the
read the
approach
1-star reviews.
Right.
I got slaughtered or they chopped off my foot. That's not gonna happen for a long time.
But you can't always have the approach that the worst things will happen to me. I mean,
Exactly.
that's the
No,
thing.
and
If you
I'm
go
not
to
saying
experience something,
go
yeah.
around like, I'm so scared.
No.
I'm not
You're saying
that.
about being cautious, and it's completely right. I mean, many of the things that I have, being 20 years old, a lone girl, and then getting
True.
in the car of somebody that I totally don't know that promises to like get me to some place. I don't know. I understand. I mean, it's completely because of luck and
I'm going to tell you.
also self-judgment. I don't know.
True. I'm going to tell you. I tell everyone about blah, blah. I tell everyone about blah, blah. I met some of the most interesting people in blah, blah. Out of all my blah, blah trips, and I've been over almost 3 years, I've only had 2, maybe 3 bad occurrences.
Yeah.
But if you have bad occurrences, you go in there and write a horrible, scathing
the
review.
Yeah.
Hence what I did.
That's it.
Exactly. You have your own power
Exactly.
to give the feedback. Yeah.
But outside of that, I met some really cool people. Really cool people.
That's the thing that sometimes, and I don't know, there is a charm in meeting someone and knowing that it's going to be only for this trip
True.
or only for this night.
True.
I don't know. I have had with some blah blah cars, I have had actually profound conversations really about stuff, like deep stuff about love, human relationships, like the state of our world and whatever. And it's so cool knowing that it just stays for these 3 hours that we share of the ride. And then we want, I don't know, there's something in that.
I met the piano teacher here at the conservatory and blah blah. Awesome guy. Awesome. When I tell you, the boy is bad. He's bad.
Yeah.
I met the chef for Euro Disney. Mm-hmm. I'm like, why is all these folks in here making all this money taking the blah blah bill?
Yeah, exactly.
I thought about it.
That's the
It's
logical
cheap,
question.
and you get to practice your different languages.
Yeah,
For
exactly.
no matter how long the ride is, because I met the general who's over France. I met his son. He's really cool. And the ironic thing is, the gentleman, he works, like my friend Camille lives here. He works less than a block away from her house in these big high-rise buildings.
Right.
I said, what? I showed him the address. I said, because he was going to drop me off in Bagnolet. He said, Bagnolet, what is the address? I showed him the address. He said, that's right up the street from where I'm going.
Yeah,
I can drop you off. And we talked, and he practiced his English, and I practiced my broken French. And I had an awesome time. And I had bought, because I came down here to go grocery shopping. I had bought, he had 3 seats available, so I bought up all 3 seats. So we're sitting there waiting, and he's like, I was like, what are you waiting on? He said, it's 2 more people coming. I said, no, it isn't. I bought this. He said, no. I said, yes, for my groceries. He said, I said, crazy. Yes, I did.
Crazy American people.
Yes.
This sounds like a crazy American
I had bought a lot of groceries, so...
Oh, but you're so correct buying even the seat, because I don't know, some people would be like, oh, just fit it in there,
No,
with 5 other people, so they would just
because
fit it in.
I told you about my Uber experience when I got off work in Paris, and he had 7 of us in there.
Exactly.
And I was punched. I said, wait till I get back to my laptop. I'm going to light this man
That's my
up.
weapon. That's my weapon.
Jesus. It was 7 of us in that car. And, I'm a full-body wine. You know what I'm saying? I'm a full-body wine. But anyway, I was like, this is some foolishness. This is some foolishness.
It's not correct. This is not taxi integrity.
I know. And they gave me a lot of points. I got so many free rides in Paris. It's ridiculous. Cause I was like, these motherfuckers put me in this And my back was out. My feet were hurting. My knees was hurting. Everything. Because I had just worked like 15 hours at the restaurant. I was like, this is some bullshit. This is some bullshit. I'm laughing now. I wasn't laughing then. It's some bullshit.
But I have hardly any bad matches on Uber by now. I never have... Like
but
one guy that
I think it's
we
different.
encountered. We had one guy that was really awful.
Yeah, but really, how really? I mean, the one that left us at the hospital, right?
He left. You were pregnant at that point.
Yeah.
He left a pregnant woman in the height of the winter to go out in the mud on the wrong side of the hospital. After we told him twice that
No, he first left us at the wrong side of the hospital, and we told him this is not the right side of the hospital, it's like the backyard or something, I don't know, and then he, okay, let's go in the car, and he started the car again, he made a circle around the whole thing, and he left us on the same place where we just 5 minutes ago told him that
he didn't get paid because my credit card was overdrawn at that point.
Yeah, which we didn't know.
So it worked out.
We didn't know about it, but you see how fate comes, what goes around comes around.
True.
But it was still fun. I mean but I think that for the Uber, at least I have heard that the quality is really different in different cities.
Yes, in Paris.
Here it could be great, in Paris could be complete shit, then in the Netherlands could be great, and it's
I would tell you.
It's awesome.
Yes.
Oh. Okay.
I met some of the coolest Uber drivers because a lot of them are working their way through school, and this is how they're making money. And then they have it's called hitch, where people are driving out of their own cars. You may get someone in the hitch circle that have a broken window or a busted tail light. But they're cool people. You know what I'm saying? Because this one guy I met, because Uber in Paris only runs from a certain time. Hitch runs all day long. So he came to get me. He was missing a window. He had a plastic over the window, and it was cigarette butts, but it was only like a 5-minute ride.
You only need 5 minutes in that car.
No, €5. And he took me from, I think it was the 16th, all the way on the other side of Paris. I was like, I can't complain because I was running late, so I had to call someone. You know what I'm saying?
Just some fresh air from the plastic.
Right, that's true. Had I taken the train or the tram, it would have taken me like a good hour and a half.
Yeah. He saved you much time.
I couldn't complain. And I saved him as a friend on Facebook because he was hilarious. He was a musician, hippie guy. He was there studying it wasn't Science Po. It was a good music program there. Really good kid. And young too, like 23, 24. Just bought a car, just trying to, and I was paying for gas for him. He said, because as you know, gas is really expensive here. So I told him, I said, I'll give him a tip. It was €5. I think I tipped him 5 or €10. Because he was really cool.
Good man.
Yeah.
So I've had a blast over here. And when I look back over it, I know I've had my flukes and snafus over here, but for the most part, I've really had a good time over here.
Yeah, you enjoy it.
Because I wouldn't have met you all.
Yeah, that's as well true.
You know,
yeah.
I wouldn't have met Faye, Nikki, Malik, Evelyn, Tammy, Tony, Ben, Folders. I mean, I wouldn't have met a lot of the Jock. I wouldn't have met a lot of these good people had I not leaped out there on faith.
And hell, we're coming to US to visit.
Oh,
I'm just
definitely.
so like.
Let
really,
me know.
Yes. I really want to organize it.
Oh my God, I got a whole bunch of recipes. I was thinking about what am I going to cook when I get to St. Louis for like.
Oh, but your family will be so happy to have you now after some
And where
time,
are you going exactly?
I'll be in St. Louis until the 28th. I fly back over here.
What? When do you fly back over here?
I think the 28th, and then from here
December.
In January.
In January.
Then I'll be in India all of February, and Korea all of March, and by the end of March I'll know which law school I'm in.
Oh wow!
And
so
if
you're going
not,
to India
knock on wood, if I don't get into law school, I will be traveling for a whole year until it comes back around.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
So sounds like a fine plan in any case.
Yeah, so I'll just do 9 months in South America or maybe 3 months, and just start moving around like that. That's if I don't get into law school, but God willing, divine intervention, I should get in.
How many years is the law school? How many years?
3. But there are 2-year programs out there.
Okay.
But I'm not doing a 2-year program.
3 is good.
I should, but I'm not.
Yeah.
Isn't there some way you can skip some classes?
No, because I did not want to put this degree on there, but I have to, because if I don't, that's lying on your application.
How many degrees would you have in the end then? If you make this one, it will
after this Jewish doctorate, I'm not going back. Trust me.
Come on, please stop. Please stop.
Yeah, we see it here.
Yes.
I will tell y'all. After this Jewish doctorate, this next law degree, I'm gonna sit down somewhere. I'm buying my house. I'm buying my car. I'm gonna run my company and travel around the world, sing and do law, and help as many people as I can.
Yeah, because you have more degrees than the fingers on my
exactly.
left
So
hand.
I'm done. My mama said, "Fool, what are you gonna do?" I said, "Mama, I'm getting ready to come home." That's why I'm looking for a 2-family flat.
Yeah.
My mama could live on one side and I could live on the other side, and we're gonna be good.
Run a barbed wire around it.
You know, I ain't gonna do that.
You heard it first here, folks.
No, I'm not. I wouldn't do nothing like that. But I'm just saying, I'm gonna sit down somewhere. I was sitting there. I was up in my apartment the other day. I was like, "What in the hell?" All this traveling I've done, I've been away from this will be the first Christmas in 10 years I've been home. Every Christmas, the last few Christmases, I've always been in Paris or somewhere other than
somewhere outside.
I'm going to sit my ass down for the next 3 years and really relax. I'm telling you.
You deserve that.
What's your business?
It'll be real estate. This will be. I didn't tell you what happened. So I'm clearing up my credit and everything.
Curious.
Yeah, I'm clearing up my credit right now. So I'm trying to buy a bundle of properties.
Or maybe I will. Maybe in some way in the future we'll do something together.
Just let me know.
I would be interested.
Just let me know, because I was doing something to help the veterans. Because a large population of veterans are homeless.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Even though they get benefits, right?
No, they
Veterans
can't
are
get
homeless?
benefits
That
if they don't have an
doesn't make any
address.
sense.
Are you kidding me?
I kid you not.
And there's no option for a post box or
No.
nothing?
If you are not registered.
Jesus.
And a lot of them don't have identifications either. It's a strange system that's going on in the United States. But I said I'm going to hit the ground running, trying to help as many of them as I can. Get them linked in with the different programs. Get the apartments that I have or the houses that I have sanctioned for veterans. No offense to everybody else, but I'm trying to help out my group.
Yeah, of course. You
You know,
can't
so-
help everybody. You have to be a bit more
And
selective so that you
I'm
can
gonna
have
sit.
an impact.
Yeah, exactly. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
sit and relax, drink me a glass of wine, probably every day, and and or a bottle of wine every day, and just relax.
Keeps the
'cause
doctor away.
Exactly, and travel. Cause I'm telling you, I was
Yeah.
talking to a good friend the other day, and now she knew me when I was homeless and did not have anything, trying to work 2 and 3 jobs. She knew me in stages.
Yeah.
You know, working 2 jobs, going to school full time. And she was like, Wash, you know, we getting old. I said, did y'all know? I'm old as hell. That's why I'm getting ready to sit down somewhere. No. Another friend, she was saying, Shawn, do that. Do what you love to do. And that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah. Of course.
Because life is short. It's a lot of folks
It really
in
is,
my
yeah.
age group that are dying. That I was like, yeah, mysteriously. I was like, oh, Jesus. Like, you
No,
see them
people
at
are dying
homecoming.
all over. I mean,
Yeah,
even young
it's-
people are.
True. But you see them at homecoming, then you come around for Spring Fest, and they're dead. I'm like,
No, it's
So-
nothing to laugh.
At least there's more
It's like
space
you
at
come
Springfest,
over
you know.
right, no,
Spring
at
Fest and
my
then
alma
they're dead.
mater, you know what I'm saying? So I said, I'm getting ready to relax, because,
Yeah, you definitely need to find your way to relax.
right, because tomorrow's not promised. So I'm getting ready to live my best life, even more,
Yeah.
and just relax. And I've been having these conversations with a lot of my friends. Because as you get older, you realize you can have everything and have nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So-
no, you should find the harmony because otherwise,
Sound balance.
yeah. My dad says that we're really like the computers. I mean, most of the people die because their hard disk or whatever gets
True.
overdone.
True,
you know,
true,
so
true.
you kind of build up. I guess this like you kind of build up this stress, and you don't find a way to like relax and to release it, and then you engage with one thing and another thing and another thing,
true,
and
true.
it just kills you at the end because
'Cause I told-
sometimes it's better even not to do anything if you're really able to take the rest that you needed, you know. I mean, it's
Let me
not
tell you.
about all the time.
I'm going to take my cousin to Aruba right after the LSAT. And we're going to sit down there on the beach for about 4 or 5 days getting fucked up. No. Drunk,
Everybody
punches.
deserves to have
Yeah.
that time. I mean, otherwise we will die really. I mean, if you don't get fucked up,
Exactly.
you'll die because
You know, I'm going
you're
to sit down
too
there and
sober and
I'm really
straight.
going to relax and just relish in the blessings. Because I'm going to tell you, I was laying in an apartment, oh Lord, because you know, I got a lot of stuff to sell, a lot of stuff to donate. I still have a lot of stuff to ship back to the States. And I'm like, okay, it's going to work out. So when I finally made it up in my mind, it's going to work out. Then I started thinking clearer. Like, I got to do this, I got to do that, I got to do this, I got to do that. And I thought about it. I said, fool, you're blessed beyond measures. And that's when it clicked. I said, I ain't going to worry about anything else.
Yeah.
I'm not going to worry about anything else. I'm going to complete this degree, do my singing, do my consulting for the law firm, different law firms around St. Louis, do my real estate, and travel. I'm fine with working from my laptop.
What brings joy to your heart?
Exactly. You know, I found an apartment for rent in it's in Thailand, Chiang Mai, for $325 a month. And it's nice and it's furnished. I'm gonna stay there for a month. I'm not gonna give out
stay there
all the
too.
places where I'm staying.
Good on ya.
You know, I gave you out 3, and nobody
Yeah.
know where the other places are.
Ooh,
But anyway.
okay. Secrecy.
Right.
Shawn has something to hide.
No, I don't have anything to hide. I just don't want people to pop up over there.
Yes, exactly.
You know, I'm going
It's a
to
good precautious
decompress
measure.
mentally. Because I will tell you, this LLM, it was difficult for me.
Yeah.
Jesus. And you all sit
It's
down.
not easy. I mean,
Writing papers in 2 or 3 days, it took me a long time.
but that's
I
what
was
we
sweating.
have been doing for the last 10 years, if you think about it.
Well, true,
We
true,
like
true,
all
true.
the time, you know. We went through the bachelor. How many papers did we write with the political science? Like many. I mean, really. And then before that, in your class, in your high school as well, and it's
How
normal.
long have we been talking?
How much? How
About
long?
1.5 hours.
1.5.
Okay.
We have to wrap it up anyway.
We wrap
so-
it up.
Okay.
But I wanted to ask something specific.
Go ahead.
Which it's very like, it's like a benchmark for Europe when they say that bureaucracy kills you, you know. And I just wanted to know your experience, because now you have lived at several places in Europe, you know, dealing with even your basic stuff like finding an apartment, just getting the register there and whatever. And I was wondering, is it different than the US?
Yes.
In the US, does it
Yes,
go
yes,
like
yes.
everything smoother, a bit more
Yes.
easier? Because they say Europe is so bureaucratic, it's so
Yes,
hard.
let
Like,
me
because we
tell
got this freedom of movement and everybody says, oh, just go there and you're
No,
fine.
no,
And it actually turns out that you need like thousands of documents, thousands of
Yes,
registrations.
yes, yes.
And it's not that easy. So it is different.
Okay.
in a way, where-
When I moved to Paris, I went through Air France. It's an organization that helped me get all my paperwork together when I got
okay.
to get me
Oh, you
here.
had-
But when I got here and realized that my retirement was not a tangible income, I had to pay up a year of rent. And I let my landlord know that. She in turn, and we'll name her afterwards. But anyway, she in turn spent the money.
Oh, wow.
I didn't get my money back. That's when I say she stole a lot of money.
How much money
Yes.
are we talking?
It was about 9,700 and something.
Oh,
This euro, this is not dollars, this euro. So she didn't give me my money back. And when I tried to go to the commune there, the embassy, the consulates, everyone there, there was like, move back in the apartment. I said, I can't move back. I already got another apartment. What am I supposed to do? Pay rent in both places? Because I had to give this man 6 months rent. And I was like, this is some bull. But anyway, make a long story short, in the States, you would sign a 6-month or a month-to-month lease. You'll get put a security deposit down.
Yes.
It's much smoother.
It's much
in the
smoother
in the
just to
States.
do it, yeah.
They'll take all your documentation. Like she had my birth certificate, my social security card, everything. She has everything. And when she stole all the money and me going around, I was just telling. And then my French was not good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So I
that's
couldn't
also an
communicate what I
obstacle.
won't say, this bitch stole my money. I won't say it in French, but I couldn't. But anyway, so when I went to the embassy, the consulates, all the different attorneys, friends were helping me. And they was like, move back into the apartment and sit there.
yeah.
That's what everyone told me. Because it's a renter's market over here. See, I could have been still living there, and she couldn't have done anything to me.
It's very hard to get rid of squatters.
Right,
Yeah.
to kick people out. And that was my downfall, that I did not listen to them, because I could have saved all the money that she stole from me
From you,
the
okay.
following year.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I learned from that, but in the States that wouldn't have happened. If you have the money, you'll get an apartment.
You get, yeah.
And
It's much more straightforward. And
right, and if you usually they'll have a co-signer for you, but see, with you all being foreigners, they'll have you linked in with your embassy and everything, so they'll be able to track you better in the States as well. The same way over here, they just did me
I'm not
dirty.
sure whether they'll be able to track me with the Bulgarian
Trust.
embassy ever. Like, I don't know that the
Trust
Bulgarian
me.
embassy
Yeah, they
is
usually
like
don't
You'll be
work.
surprised.
They're just
You'll be surprised, but it's real easy in the States as opposed to being over here.
Yeah.
Now,
because
I will
just
tell
taking
you.
these cards, you know, you have also the
Yes.
residence cards and everything. You just have to go through bullshit like the birth certificate of Theodore.
Endless
You
BS.
have to go to one place. They have to call the hospital, get the document, but actually you need to go to your commune in order to get the real document.
You know,
then
and I
need to
still
send-
haven't gotten
Like,
my
what the fuck?
the purple card. They said
Yeah.
it usually takes it over a year. I said,
The residence card.
right. I still haven't gotten it.
Yeah, my mom's also residence cards expired, you know, at certain point, you know, and she went there and she said, okay, can I like get a new one? And they said like in 8 months you can. I mean, this is the moment that she can file the, you know, they didn't have any free, yeah,
I
house
got
or something,
for
and
you.
she had to wait
Let me tell y'all what happened to me.
in order to renew it.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
different than to make it for the first time. They said, yeah, who cares? And she said, well, actually, everybody, you know, like, I mean,
No.
everybody cares whether it's expired or not. And then they're like, but in 8 months.
I'm in Paris. Okay, you know, there they give you a stipend if you're a student to help pay your rent. So I was getting like €400 a month to pay my rent.
Oh yeah, right. Tilly was getting this
Yeah.
money, and I was like, oh wow.
So when I went to apply
Somebody
for
pays
it,
you just because you're a student.
they didn't have the up to date systems like the computers and everything. They still had paper stuff.
Oh.
When was that exactly?
This
Not
was
10 years ago, right? I mean,
2 years ago.
2
So
years ago.
2016.
No.
So Heather, my friend in Paris, she said, Shawn, do not go up in there clowning like Americans are known to do. I said, girl, I'm not going up in there clowning.
What do you mean clowning?
Exactly, like you motherfuckers. No, I said, I'm not going to do that.
I know my rights. I know my rights. First Amendment.
I can't stand him. So Heather said, this is what you do, Shawn. You go, you get several copies.
Yeah.
Don't make them look stupid. So I went and got like 5 copies of everything and had them certified with the stamp on them and everything, because you pay a lot of money for it. And I stapled them and clipped them all together, put them in a pocket, everything. So I had like 5 of them. So I went up there the first time. I gave it to her, the one lady. So I always went back to that lady. She was like, I never received it. I said, but I gave it to you. I said, here's another one.
Exactly, that's what they're doing.
Yes.
I never received it. I remember your fucking face taking the fucking document from my fucking hand. I mean, it's like...
You know what? I said, pardon, mademoiselle. Désolé. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm sorry you're stupid.
No, I didn't say that. And I gave her the second copy. So the third time I went up there and she said she didn't have it. I said, I sincerely apologize. I forgot to give it to you. Here's the third
For
copy.
the third time, bitch.
Right.
I mean...
So, Heather said, Shawn, how many times have you been up there? I said, I've been up there like 3 times. And it still hasn't kicked in. So the 4th time I went up there, I went back to the same lady. She said, I remember you. You've been up here 3 times.
Oh, at least that.
I said, thank you.
It
ma'am.
was
She
acknowledged.
said,
Thank you.
right. She said, it'll kick in eventually. It took,
That's the best.
right. It took 6 months to kick
This is
in.
what I love,
That's eventually.
Yeah.
But they
A
gave
deadline
me,
is eventually, or like some clarification.
but
could
they
be
gave me
eventually.
back pay. So it was back 6 months back pay. I said, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus.
Oh.
So you
wow.
could tell which document was actually the one that they took from the back date?
No, it was all the same packet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Went
It
back.
was all the same packet. And they backed it. I said, you know what? And that's what I was running into all around Paris. It's an old, it's a first world country, but it has 3rd and 4th world processes.
Processing.
You know?
Yes, exactly.
Same
Like
here.
Europe,
Same
like
here.
all Western Europe. I swear, maybe Vienna was not like that. I don't remember.
It's
by the
also
way,
very
how was it
bureaucratic.
Yeah, it's very bureaucratic, but somehow people
That's a
like
feature of
act
Western
faster
Europe.
somehow. But I swear here it's so
It's
archaic.
And they don't give a shit about you.
They don't care.
And they make
They
you
don't
feel
know,
like
they
you're
don't- they
unimportant. No matter what you want, if I don't like you, go fuck yourself.
Right. I had to renew my visa. So I go there and I take all my paperwork to this gentleman. This is how he threw my my paperwork back at. Go. Allez. I said, let me tell you something. And there was people in the audience, in the group, started laughing. I turned around and said,
Is that a second version?
let her. And now, mind you, this time people are, they're really laughing. So I went and sat down, and I came back up, and they called me back to him, so I slid over to the female. I said, pardon, mademoiselle, je ne comprends pas français, parlez-vous français? I was trying my best to, so I wouldn't have to talk to him again. Because Heather said, Shawn, they will throw your stuff in the trash in front of you. And said, we never received it. Désolé. Allez.
You're making so well the accent.
I said, oh my God. And I said, bonjour, mademoiselle. Exactly. And that woman helped me out.
No.
And I think I was in there for an hour, maybe 2 hours tops, and all my paperwork was done.
Yeah.
And I was trying to take, those purse hangers that hang off the table.
Yes.
I wanted to give her one as a gift. And Heather said, no, Shawn, don't go up in there. Don't. Because she helped me out the most out of all those folks up in there. Because let me tell you, they were sitting us all around. I'm going to this room, going to that room, taking the same paperwork that all of them already had.
Yeah, they're ridiculous.
I'm sure there are people at this commune that just go and sit there to see other people get burned by the bureaucrats.
I don't know, man.
I totally do it.
I try to handle the stuff with my health insurance now here, you know. Like now officially, this is since the beginning of April. So it's already April, May, June, July, August, September.
The
6 months. Yes, 6 months. My organization, my employers have been paying the health insurance like to the state for me, you know, like for me. This they have been paying. Actually, it's valid with a back date from January on, so it already is like 10 months or whatever. Okay. I still am not hooked to this health insurance. Still, the state here cannot recognize that my employers, that we have submitted all of the documents and have made every documentation necessary a couple of times. It's the same case. Well, we never received that. Okay, once again, there you go, the document. Oh, madam, we're starting the procedure again. We never received it. Once again, okay, months have been passing, and then now the latest news with my health insurance that I am supposed to have since the beginning of January. Now it's the end of September, still not on. The latest news is that they think, because I work for a Switzerland NGO, but even though I work for a Switzerland NGO that's based in Switzerland, they have their activities here. They have like all the legal documents that they can employ people in Brussels. Right. Everything is, you know, like documented and given to them. I mean, the documents are handed in. They think that I'm a Swiss person living here, a Swiss expert, Laura Ivanova, which is if there is a Balkan name, if there is like a name from the Slavic regions, Ivanova is like the whoa. I mean, it's like exactly the Balkan name, you know. I mean, it's like they think that Laura Ivanova is a Swiss expat, and apparently they have been requiring some other document from me, thinking that I'm a Swiss expat, a Swiss citizen that is actually living here in Brussels and working for them. Yes, they have been requiring for months, but nobody contacted me to tell me that they required this document, that they think that the scenario is like that. And how the hell would you think that I'm a Swiss expat as first my name, second of all of the history that I have, you know, they have everything. They have everything. I'm Bulgarian, that I'm living in Vienna, I have moved here. I was with the health insurance of my mom until I turned 25, but then you cannot be hooked to another health insurance. And they think I'm a Swiss expat still. Can you imagine 10 months later? It's just ridiculous. I don't know. No. I mean, it's...
You know.
And I don't know how to deal with that, because it's like there is some barrier of just...
Ignorance.
Ignorance and non-logic, you know, illogic, which... How do you break through that?
No, let me tell you. I had insurance through Ferranti, medical insurance through them. Biggest farce, never get it through the school. But anyway, so I paid out of pocket for almost €3,000 worth of things to get done while I was in Paris.
Yeah.
So trying to get refunded.
Exactly. I will try to do that now. Yeah, the refunding.
It was going to a P.O. box.
That then was set on fire.
Yeah. Oh shit.
I told him, I said, you some of it.
Yeah. Well, it's okay.
And this is the kick. I would post on the Ferranti's Facebook page.
The Facebook page. Because you always search for a way on social media.
Because I think social media is powerful. But the whole gist of it is, I'll post on there and say, these are some son of bitches. They're not trying to get my money, and I want my money. And I still haven't got my money. And then they told me, they said, send your originals. What the hell did I send my originals for? The copies is a copy of the original, so why would I send my original to you?
Yeah.
For your signature. My signature is such down there. I sent you a copy of my passport. I sent you a copy of my driver's license. I sent you a copy of my Canadian passport. I sent you numerous forms of ID with my signature that's identical on each and every.
They're just pulling out of their sleeves some bullshit in order to, I don't know. You know?
And we had to pay up a whole year that insurance.
Oh,
so
that's cool.
Exactly. So say for 100 students, we each gave €1,500. Exactly, and it's a fictitious insurance company.
What a smart business.
I said the same thing. I said these son of bitches.
And the few people who actually need something or who complain, you can pay them off easily, and you keep the rest of the money.
Yeah, that's as well.
And my friend Camille asked me, well, I don't deal with a lot of people in Paris. Because I met so many sea serpent, anacondas, black mambas, vipers,
Oh my God.
rattlesnakes. It was just filled. Paris is like, it's the European version of New York. It's some of the most degenerate people from the neighboring countries. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I said, it's pimps, prostitutes. I said, and everybody trying to get over on you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I said, these
Paris
nasty
has
bastards.
a wild
Europe's
reputation.
Exactly.
A wild reputation.
And I never forget, I got lost my first week there. I mean, we were all out at an Internations event. Ironically, that's where I met my core group of friends. After I met those 4 or 5 people, I was good. I didn't go to any of the other events to meet friends. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just concentrated on those few people. So it got really late. And so, I said, I'm going to catch the last train back to my apartment.
What a mistake, huh?
A mistake. Let me tell you, that train broke down about 50.
And some bums were sitting inside, doing some shady stuff.
That train broke down 20 stops away from my apartment. And so I'm walking through, I walked through over half the arrondissements in Paris. My feet was swollen. It was just bad. I walked up in this park and you heard it. So I shined my phone up. It was like 100, 200 some rats up in it. I said, "Oh Jesus!" I'm walking in this neighborhood, and IMS is chasing people all around. They fighting and they got knives. And I said, Jesus.
Where have you sent me?
I said,
is that still the Mother Earth?
I had called my mom. I said, Mom,
I just want home in my bedroom and my bed.
I said, I gave up my good government job. To come all the way over here.
But what an experience. Where can you have that?
It was hell, and I was telling, Bella, Jen, Aliva, Egret, Emma, all of them what happened to me. They was on the floor crying. I said, it's not funny. I walked so, I had my Fitbit on. My Fitbit turned over twice, and it was set to like 20, 30,000 steps. I was walking until like 6 in the morning. Now, mind you, they kicked us out of the train at around 10, 11 o'clock. The night before, I said, you know what? These
hours? What the fuck?
I was walking. That's why I tell people, you can't tell me nothing about Paris. I don't know, because I know the arrondissements like the back of my hand. I could walk all through them.
Oh my God.
It was bad. And my phone died. I couldn't call the Uber.
Christ.
The worst.
I was looking for all night, some of the McDonald's and the Burger Kings that have where you can charge.
At least you can charge it, yeah. No.
None of them were open.
No.
If they were open, the machines were broke. That's some bullshit.
It was just meant to, You were meant to walk that
I know. And then we had a chef's meeting the next day. I told him, I said, I can't walk, my feet are swollen.
You just should have kept on walking to the school.
No, just died there.
At 8, 9 o'clock the next morning, I said, you know what, I can't come because it was a meet and greet with all the chefs.
Yeah.
I said, I can't come. And I was one of the key cooks that was supposed to be manning the group. I told them I can't come.
Yeah.
My feet are swollen. I sent them, I ain't going to show y'all the pictures of my feet. They were black and blue. And they were
pictures.
Yes, I did. I didn't want them to think I was lying.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't pass up a chance to meet good people. You know what I'm saying? And if I say I'm going to be there, I usually try to be there on time.
Exceptional circumstances.
I would have assumed you photographed the feet of some bum, on the street.
Oh, my feet were all twisted up and oh, Jesus.
Oh, fuck.
It was so many things happened that night. I said, Jesus. I know I made the right decision. But everything you named happened in the course of that 8 hours. 7, 8 hours.
Yeah.
And I was walking, I got turned around, and ironically, I was 3 blocks away from my apartment. And then I said, I was praying. After I saw those rats in that park, I said, Jesus, I don't want to be being food. Please guide me home. And I looked up, and it's a cathedral not that far from my house. I said, That's the cathedral. I was literally 3.5
Yeah.
blocks, almost 4 blocks from my apartment.
Oh.
I walked there and looked. I said, "Thank you, Jesus."
Thank you. Yeah.
I limped in the house.
Oh yeah. But
Now
did
you can heal my feet.
Did you have you felt like happier than that moment when you entered actually your house, or
Yes.
when you saw that you know that you're
Yes.
3 blocks away? I mean, this was the true happiness in your veins, right?
I can't describe to you how happy I was to go in there and take a shower
Yeah.
and lay in that bed.
Yeah, exactly.
And you know,
you just feel such harmony of being there
I'm
after
really,
this challenge.
you know, and outside of my first landlord, because she's getting hers and no good is coming to her. I really love the neighborhood I was in, love my neighbors. I recommend any American to get out and explore and learn cultures and live abroad.
Yeah.
And because out of all the stuff that happened to me that night, 2 nights later, after my feet had gone down, Bella and them had invited me out, and we took a cruise. They rented a boat, a little boat, and we rode up and down the Seine and everything, and just drank wine and ate hors d'oeuvres and just talked and laughed. Because I was telling them, I said I was getting ready to leave this moment because it was a trying experience, but it was funny afterwards. Because I'm gonna tell you, I walked. I know parts of Paris that I don't think nobody know about.
Yeah, but it's a one-time experience that
Yes, it
you would
was.
actually remember as something
I
that
walked
you
elbow to-
conquered and you went through it. So
And ironically, I would move back to Paris. Out of all the foolishness I've gone through, I would still move back.
that's what I wanted to ask. If you had to choose, like, if you just like that, you can have a place somewhere. I mean, would it be Brussels or would it be Paris, maybe, or what would you prefer?
You
now
know,
that you have the experience.
It's easier to buy an apartment in Paris than here.
Yeah.
Yeah, because here you gotta up like 39% tax. I said it's.
Well, the taxes,
That's why I
yeah.
stopped looking. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's
just
easier.
not worth it. Yeah.
Right. No,
for
but
the
it's
taxes.
easier for you all to buy younger than it. I only have 15 years to pay it off. So if I get something for 300,000, I have 15 years to pay it off. You all would have like 25. You know what I'm saying? So it's different.
But yeah, true.
Because you have to pay it
Who
off.
wants to pay for 25 years? I mean,
But your
but at least
mortgage,
you can. Yeah.
your mortgage would be like 300, 400 euro.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it will be lower
You know,
than
and it
our
would be
rent now.
yours.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are buying the whole building over here and fixing up the apartments and having other apartments where they're drawing revenue from. So
Yeah.
that's something you can do as well.
It is true. Yeah.
So it's ways, they make it easy. I wish it was like it is in the States where if you buy a house younger, you get a better deal. You know what I'm saying? Then you have more home ownership. Like it is over here, because there's people over here. I was telling Nick
in
and
the
them.
States, it's also cheaper in a way.
No,
Or
it isn't.
If you, but no. If you're, I mean,
The initial
we were-
process is cheaper,
the initial process, yeah, and
but
then,
over here the initial process is oh my god! I think my friends paid 30-some thousand. That's for the notary fees, the taxes, and it was close to 40,000 euro. I said, oh no, man, and that's on top of the price of the house. And if
that's here, right?
Yes, in
that's
Belgium.
what I tell you. Yeah.
And if you're an American citizen and you're not a resident, when y'all paying, y'all don't get that back. Your spouse get her half back, but you don't get your half back.
What?
You don't get your half back. So with me by all the taxes that I'm putting into the system, I don't get that back in.
You don't, yeah. But
You still have to pay though.
yeah.
You still have to pay, but you don't get them back.
We were checking some stuff. I mean, of course, it depends where in the US, but it seemed to me like it's even more affordable if you're already though settled in with a good job there and everything. The investment is lower that you make to get to have a house in the end. For example, for a small family, and the mortgage and the investment is lower than here to have an apartment in the city for your family. You know, like here if you take like a credit and you pay it and everything, it'll for the same amount of years. Here you're gonna pay higher, and as well as all of the preparatory payments with the notary and everything that you say. Then in the US, if you have the conditions to take a loan and to buy a house. Or I don't know, it depends also on the state, of course, and everything, but it seemed to me like because that's in a way the American dream as well. I mean, you know, you as a continent have worked to make that more affordable or accessible to people, you know, like to have a house, to have like one car for the family and blah blah blah.
True.
And here it's not. I mean, it depends again where you are. In Belgium, it's extremely expensive, and also the taxes are one of the highest in the Europe, you know, but it's expensive. I mean, it's more expensive. If you want to invest in something, actually, in the US, you'll get more in return than what you invest here. You know?
That is true.
Like a small apartment in the city where it's like nasty streets and everything. You have a whole house next to the big city.
You can actually buy a house in the States.
Yeah.
I know in St. Louis for about 50, some for 20. If you can fix it up,
it's even nothing.
That's
exactly. Nothing.
If you can do the work yourself, you can get some good deals.
And here for a good apartment for like 3 people, let's say, so that they feel really comfortable, it's nicely done and everything, how much would you get? 300,000? 200 to 300? Easily.
Because I was
such an amount of money.
I was telling Nikki.
And this is without the payments of documents, notary and everything. So
no, I told Nikki, I said, the apartments in Brussels are what people are paying for houses down there in Mons.
That's what, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what we notice also from.
I'm like, so I would rather just commute. Buy down there and commute up here. Because you get more house.
That's why they make the streets so awful.
Yeah.
I'm joking, but I'm not, you know.
Yeah, but it is. Yeah. I mean, that's the case. So that's why US people come to Europe to travel and to experience everything, but I don't know about buying the stuff and we the Europeans.
No, there's a lot of people here that are married to the local nationals, the citizens, and they buy here via their spouse.
Yeah, via their spouse. And
you know, so if I was married to a local national, maybe that would be different, but being single over here, because I wanted to stay permanently and just let Nikki or somebody live in the apartment. Of course, pay rent, but just take her while I'm in the States because I wanted to come back. But I was doing further research. Excuse me. Excuse me. I hope they didn't hear that on the microphone.
No, I didn't hear.
You can get a nice 100-meter squared apartment in Thailand or even the Philippines.
Oh, but no, there it's much more affordable.
Or in Spain.
For half of the money you get like a huge. Yeah, in Spain as well. Yeah. Like yes, a friend of my mom just bought it somewhere on the coastline, but I'll lie to you exactly where. But for really like not cheap, but it was less than 200,000.
Yes.
Less than 200, like a huge house on
with a terrace,
but with a huge terrace with some rare plants, you know, already grown. And there's amazing view. Yeah. But that's the thing that it's in Spain on the coastline where you know, like you really have to move there, having your financial security and everything, because what do you do? Or you, from your computer, if you're like very lucky to be able to really work remotely, but really like all the time, then you can afford it. But otherwise,
and that's what I would do.
Yeah, that's great. I would also do that at certain point.
Trust me. When I tell you,
do that at certain point, but
after I get this 2 family for my. Y'all gonna see me all around the world. I'm gonna be checking off my bucket list. Check.
Let's wish that in 10 years, let's wish that in 10, 15 years we just visit each other in our cool houses, definitely. You know, we have it on one coast, we have it on the other coast, and then it's just like, we switch.
Yes, definitely. Because I was looking into Spain, I was looking into Thailand.
Spain is awesome, yeah. Thailand was so nice.
Oh my God.
So beautiful.
I already got, I'm not going to give too much on this podcast, but I already got cooking class set up, you know, networking things, meet with some attorneys there and just discuss some things.
Great.
So, I'm trying to map it all out.
Oh my God.
Sweet.
So first we visit you in the US and then in Thailand. I can't wait.
Right.
I can't wait.
So, and that's what I'm doing. Yeah. But I wish I could have bought here, but it wasn't meant. It wasn't meant.
And it's not meant, and if something is not meant, then there is a reason for that. So.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah,
definitely.
I totally
It comes to
agree
you.
with.
Yeah, eventually. Yeah.
Like, things could be complicated, because they say nothing good happens so easily, things could be difficult. But if it's too difficult, sometimes it means that it's not meant to be. That's the thing. There is a fine line between difficult and already, I have to, like, really...
I'm glad you brought that up.
It is like that, yeah.
A lot of people that I met in Paris were chasing waterfalls. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it was difficult 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, and you still here?
You're still,
in the same spot? Oh, no, man.
And it's not the right path to take then. If it's that hard,
Better just a strategy.
Okay. There's a guy I met. He's one of the very few. He's played with the Red Hot Chili Peppers, an awesome bassist. I mean, the boy is bad. I met a saxophonist. Both of them been there well over 30 years, and they're still on their grind now. The bassist, he's bought a nice apartment with all the money he made when he was touring with the Red Hot Chili Peppers and everything. And the saxophonist, he's still been in the same apartment for 30 years, paying rent. So it's different. I said the same thing. It's different extremes that I've met. Now, I'm more along the lines with the gentleman who is the bassist, because he was like, Shawn, once you buy the apartment, it's only going to appreciate in value. I got this, because he's not that far from the Moulin Rouge. And he bought his apartment when it was 50, but it was really bad over there. It was like pimps up, hoes down, crackheads, heroin addicts, everything over there.
Right.
But now they came through with regentrification, and I think he said it's worth 3, 4, or 5, because it's almost 100 meters. Like, it's nice. He redid the kitchens, redid the bathrooms and everything. And he's like, how do you know him? I can't say the names of these folks on this spot. He said, how do you? I said, I met him through, I used to sing at this jazz club that was owned by one of the oldest prostitutes in Paris. Don't judge me.
I want to see you singing the jazz. I want to hear that.
I met the saxophonist through her, because he was playing at her club. He was like, oh. And he told me, he said, be careful with him, because he's bipolar. I said, oh, Jesus.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And he's schizophrenic, I said, oh, Jesus.
Oh.
But they're awesome people. But the basis, he sees his opportunity, and he's working online. He's teaching online. He went and got all his degrees and everything. He's really doing really well for himself over there. The saxophonist, not so much.
Well, saxophone was always the harder instrument. No.
And that's what I'm saying. It's easier to buy there than here.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Because as long as you got the money there and you can refurbish it and all that stuff, you're good to go. Bring it up to code.
Yeah.
Here you gotta.
It's not enough here.
Have y'all seen the houses and the apartments they showing on these things? They got stanky drawers, diapers and everything in the photos.
There's some very nasty apartments. And I always wonder if some Messi's living there. Because I've been checking some apartments, they're awful.
They are, yeah.
Horrible.
Oh.
They showed me this apartment over there, not too far from the Grand Place. Now, this is something else. It's not mandated on the commune's books.
Okay.
So the whole building is illegal. They got immigrants in there. They got makeshift efficiency apartments on every floor. They gutted
the Grand Place and the whole legal building. What the fuck?
They got they gutted this house and made it into efficiency apartments, but it's a whole house now. When you walk in, you smell mildew, black mold, everything. So he took me to. It was only one apartment that was open. Everybody else would not allow me in their apartments. And now, mind you, they would come to the door, open it, close it. It's the real estate now with each other. So we go in the apartment on the second floor, and literally, I could see up to the third apartment on the floor. I said, he said, oh, that'll be fixed before you buy. I said, is this somebody up there? He said, yes. I said, oh, shit.
Shit, I don't want to look at that shit.
I said, oh, my God. And then it was water running in the hole. It was one of the big...
If It's called
So that's what
grain-free rate.
Trump meant when he said it's Brussels is a hellhole. I mean,
No.
this is the conditions that he
He's a
meant.
doofus.
Yeah,
He's a
of
doofus.
course, of course.
But when I saw that, I said,
What the fuck?
and I looked at it, and it was
How
in the
could
kitchen.
you even offer such apartments for viewing or whatever?
The kitchen and the bathroom was in the same room.
It's efficient, Shawn. It's
No, it's not. It's nasty.
You know.
So you shitting and cooking in the same place?
exactly.
Well, there are some people who like to eat shit.
We're not talking about tossing salads. I'm talking about cooking and eating it. Oh. I saw that. I said, "Forgive me, Jesus. Forgive me, Jesus." I said, "Oh, forgive me, Jesus."
What have I done wrong in my life?
I know, right? And we walking up the steps, and the steps are lit. I said, "Oh, jeez."
And he was advertising that on the internet? That's insanity.
The best house that I saw was over there near St. Catherine. And it's a developer. They gutted this massive house, but there was a house behind it that the man built for his wife because he owned that whole section of the block over there. And his wife was a chef, and she had a restaurant in there. When I tell you, if you see the back house, I would have bought that as opposed to buying one of the smaller apartments in the front house. Because the back house was massive, well over 200-300 meters squared, with windows and everything. You can see the possibilities that you can put into it. And I saw what she was trying to do. She had a double-level restaurant where they sent the stuff down in the conveyor belt, and she had a whole room with washers and dryers, and it was really nice. I saw it, but it was very dilapidated because they let it go because the lady had the house had been empty. That's something else over here. If people die, it stay in escrow for years, and it had been empty for years. Now they just did patchwork on the back house. They gutted the front house and put like 8 apartments in there. Very nice apartments. I mean, really nice. Really nice. And I can show you where it is over there in St. Catherine. It's very nice.
Oh, St. Catherine is great.
It's St. Catherine.
Yeah, St. Catherine.
Very nice. But the back house, oh my God. It had a rooftop deck that was encased in glass. I said, what the fuck? And don't nobody want this? Because you would have to have rewired it. Everything would have to been new in there. But I would have left all the lady had marble plates.
Oh, that's
From
some
the
great
Netherlands.
marble.
The handmade ones.
Yeah.
Still look good. Only thing you had to do was get them buffed and polished.
Yeah, big
That's the
part.
hardwood floor. I was like, what the fuck? And she had to they said yes. I said, I see why, but I want to let it go down like that. But they said she died and she didn't she had like 5 boys and all of them were killed or something.
Oh, wow.
They didn't have anyone to
You had to take
assume.
care,
to take care of it.
To
So
maintain
what
it.
happens with it?
They went up in escrow and they auctioned it off, and these developers got it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the cases that you were telling us about. That it's very good if you take it at an auction. You
Yes.
know, that you can get a very good deal.
Excellent deal, because you know when you all facing my apartment.
Yes, just cool it.
No, the school is behind you.
Yeah, behind.
If you walk on this side of the street, where the apartment building around the corner, it's loft apartments around there that are 200 meters and above. They had one for auction for 275,000 euros. That's what I said.
You know,
275,000 euros.
but it should be a big one, right? I mean,
It's massive.
It's massive, right?
There's some
Because
good
my
deals
mom
because
bought
it's-
her
With
for
2
less
parking
than
spots.
2,000.
Yes.
And it's
And 2
deep.
parking spots.
Oh, that's great.
I said the same thing.
That's great.
I saw some place that was auctioned off for around 40,000,
Yes, easily.
but it had a tenant for some reason, and that guy was paying 500 euros a month, so you had over 10%. How do you say?
Trying to get him out. You should try to.
I don't care because if he's paying,
Well, that's true.
because the plate looked like shit, but he's paying 500 euros for that
Why is he
shithole.
paying?
Yeah,
And it costs 45,000 euros, so you get over 10%
easily.
interest.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's-
real good.
And then once he wants to leave, then you renovate the place.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and bump the price of the
Absolutely,
rent up.
absolutely, and bump the price. Let's wrap it up because it's already 2 hours maybe.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
And
and for
it was a pleasure having you, Shawn.
Likewise, it's a pleasure talking to y'all.
I believe.
Don't sit in judgment of me, people. I'm not a bad person.
dislike. I know, right? Do that, guy.
I'm really not a bad person.
He's a good
good at that,
person.
people.
I vouch.
Everyone
Yeah,
at University of Kent, Sarah, and what is her name from? She's
We
bubbly.
can't cut it now.
Oh, you cut it already?
No.
No, we haven't.
No, we can't cut it.
you're still there.
Sarah, oh my God, Sarah, them, Kimberly, all of them in the front office. I miss them because they helped me out a lot. They're really your go-to people if you need anything done there. Because I was having a hard time. Sarah knows because I was like, oh Lord. I was in and out of the hospital. It was really bad, and she helped me out a lot. I was really bad off for about
Thank you
6
to
months.
Sarah there.
Yeah,
So props.
Sarah, Kimberly, the guy that sits in the back of the front
Michael.
office. Yeah,
He's a good
really
guy.
good people.
We're gonna miss you a lot.
Oh, likewise.
Shawn is
He's not
leaving
going.
Brussels.
Yes, I'm out of here the 1st of December. The Friday after we graduate, I fly.
Yeah.
Sorry. Record you.
Yeah,
So we're going to have really we have to have the celebration and the graduation, and we have to have
I was
awesome
telling
time.
people that now
we'll
you see
see
all
each other in the
alcohol like
States.
that. I said I was going to have a caterer come because it's a lot of birthdays in November. We have it the first week in first Saturday in November that my going away, and I take all the alcohol that's on my bar.
Yes.
And everybody bring bottles and we just have a good time.
But wait, do you have your birthday in November, or do you have your birthday in
No,
November?
a lot of other people have it. My birthday is in March, but
In
we
March?
were going to
Okay.
combine everything. The graduates, there's several graduates who have birthdays in March.
Okay.
That we were going to do everything together, but no one has said anything, so I'll bring that up because we still need to get a place. I found 2 bartenders. I found a caterer. I got the chafing dishes. I got everything.
All prepared. Huh?
You know,
Oh, I like that.
don't
The
to
concept
mess
is
around.
ready.
I don't
Yeah.
like to mess around.
We don't say what will happen because
So we're
otherwise
gonna have
hundreds of
some
people will
awesome
show
time,
up.
people.
Yes, we're going to have a ball.
Yes.
No, it was a pleasure.
Likewise.
And we just touched the surface, I believe.
Yeah,
Yes,
we
it's
will have
always
you
like
back.
that. We'll have you back on. Or
Okay.
next time we can do it when we are in the US, directly from the US.
Yes,
hopefully.
yes.
I would
Out on
love
my
that.
lanai.
How do you?
While we're drinking wine.
Yes. While we're having some good wine in
Yeah.
St. Louis.
Bye bye, people.